get some good anime recommendations and also some little funny ones as well too. This is mostly just gonna be like kind of jokes and stuff. But honestly, if you're new to anime and you're newer to anime and you watch some and you're looking for some more to watch, I think there's somebody here that if you're kind of hesitant to watch, I would go recommend to watch it. Or if you haven't watched them before, or if you haven't heard about them, this would be a good list, right? Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna get into it, right? So we're gonna start off with Castlevania. Castlevania is an experience. I'm gonna be honest. Isaac from Castlevania is one of the best written characters in fiction. Castlevania is basically about these characters, right? Castlevania is basically about these characters who are going to try and kill Dracula. That's about it. If I go into more, I'm gonna tell you guys way too much about the story. But yeah, that's basically it. Because Dracula's mad at humanity because they killed his they killed his bae, all that jazz. So they're gonna try to stop him from wiping out all of humanity. So yeah, it's very good. If I get too much into it, but spoil the plot. The plot is fantastic. I think it's a super underrated anime. Dracula is written really well, but very underrated. Isaac is written extremely well. Trevor is written extremely well. All the characters are really good and really interesting. So I would definitely recommend you watch that one. I think out of all these here, this is the one anime I recommend that you watch out of anything else. Rent a Girlfriend. Yeah, buddy.
SpongeBob, you wouldn't last even one day in the wild. This is your natural habitat.
Rent a Girlfriend is about Rent a Girlfriend is basically about this dude who gets dumped, and so he goes to this rental girlfriend service. And I mean, honestly, bro, if you want to watch this, you go ahead and watch this. Like, obviously, it's comedic, If you want to go watch this, I would 100% recommend that you go watch it. I think that if that's what you want, go for it, right? Don't listen to me. Who am I, bro? I'm nobody, right? Tokyo Ghoul. Tokyo Ghoul started off with a super strong first season. I think anybody you ask will tell you the exact same thing. Tokyo Ghoul was on a legendary run, and then it threw it all away. And you're probably like, what happened? How did Tokyo Ghoul throw it all away? I guess they stopped going off the manga. That's what I think I heard happen. But it's been a while since I've looked into it, really. But yeah, Tokyo Ghoul is basically about this young man who gets turned into a half ghoul. And yeah, that's basically the plot, man. Because the thing is, I'll give you really as like the short summary of what it is. Because if I start going into too much detail, it's going to ruin the plot line. But yeah, he basically gets turned into a ghoul, and it's him navigating that new life. A ghoul is essentially someone who has to eat human flesh to survive. So, and he can't eat human food anymore. So yeah, it's him navigating all that stuff, right? You watch the first season of Tokyo Ghoul, you will probably see one of the best anime openings ever made. A lot of people will probably say it is the best anime opening ever made. And you'll also get a very, very, very good first season. The first season alone is an experience. The rest of it is also an experience. The one you wish you never had, like breaking your arm. That's Tokyo Ghoul right there. But I would say watch the first season and just stop. It's good stuff. Oh, Promised Neverland. Oh, man. Promised Neverland was on a historic run that first season. And then it's worse than Tokyo Ghoul. This is genuinely Joker 2 levels of disappointment that second season has. Don't even watch sex season. Pretend the sex season does not exist, because Joker 2 and this are probably some of the most disappointing pieces of media produced ever. I'm not even gonna lie to you. You know, people would say like in this anime it was like a slideshow, PowerPoint, like how they say in a Blue Lock. This was quite literally a slideshow. The ending. This nigga is trash. Wow. Let me not get started, man. Whole video could be about that. But anywho, so Promised Neverland is basically about these kids who are solving mysteries at this orphanage that they live in. Yeah, Cause yeah, you have to go watch it. It's really good stuff. That's the thing. You don't want Promised Neverland to be spoiled for you. Go watch it yourself. It's really good stuff. The first season is. Stop immediately. Once the credits roll on the first season, do not watch the next one. Go to another anime. But yeah, it's really good. Like, first season is experience as well, too. And then Death Note. Death Note is an experience, I would say. Death Note is really good stuff, man. Death Note is basically about this young man who finds this notebook called the Death Note, and any person's name he writes down on it will be killed by him. That's the premise of the show. It's a really good show. There are some parts where people do not like where it goes. But I would say that you should definitely watch it. I think as an anime fan, you gotta get used to disappointment as well too. So I would say watch that one as well. Yeah, Death Note's really good. Death Note's an experience. You will probably not forget Death Note. Sakamoto Days, an experience. I put it here twice. It was so nice how to put it in here twice. I know a lot of you guys are probably gonna be like, well, Sakamoto Days hasn't come out yet. Okay, neither have you. But you don't hear me saying anything.
That's a lot of damage. How about a little more?
Anywho, moving on. Because Sakamoto Days is an experience tier amazing. Alright. Avatar The Last Airbender, an experience. You're probably like, oh, Avatar The Last Airbender is not an anime. Oh, that's not even an anime. Boo-hoo, okay? It's in here. If you're new to animation, or if you have not seen Avatar The Last Airbender, click off this video and go watch Avatar The Last Airbender. This is an amazing piece of animation. There's a reason why people these days, are still asking for more Avatar material. Because it's just so good. And there's so much potential for this universe. It's actually crazy. There is not like a game franchise on this yet. It's actually insane. Avatar The Last Airbender is essentially about the Avatar, Aang, who disappeared from the world 100 years ago because it's supposed to be an Avatar during each time. And he disappeared during the world. And ever since that happened, right, everything was cool. Everything was good. But, you know, as they say, the infamous line, everything changed when the Fire Nation attacked. And yeah, the series is basically about him coming back to the world 100 years later. No, it's not an isekai. Okay. But it's basically about him 100 years later and trying to fulfill his duty as the Avatar to restore balance to the world. And it has such good characters. Like Zuko, Iroh are such good characters. Amazing story. I would definitely recommend watching that. That with Castlevania are the two. If you have not seen these, you have to go watch those. Bleach is really good. Especially this newest season of Bleach is really good as well too. I think Bleach and Naruto are both experiences, right? Like Bleach and Naruto are just really, really good anime. There's a reason they got so popular. I know a lot of people are like, during Shippuden, when some stuff happened, people didn't like it. And you know what? They're not wrong. Bleach skip all the filler in Bleach. Do not watch a second of the filler in Bleach, okay? You do not want that in your eyes. I know some people are like, Bleach filler is not that bad. Promise me, don't watch it, bro. Naruto filler, if you like filler, you can watch filler, but that's just my advice, okay? But yeah, basically, so to give a recap of these, Bleach is essentially has these things called Soul Reapers, right? Soul Reapers are basically people who defeat Hollows, and Hollows are monsters within the universe, or within the Bleach universe. How deep do I want to go here? Yeah, okay. I'll basically just say that. And the main character is Ichigo, and he goes with his friends, defeating these monsters with a woman named Rukia as well too. Because let me not spoil too much from this, right? Okay, and Naruto is about this young boy named Naruto.
Well, no shit.
Who is a ninja, lives in the Hidden Leaf Village. And within the Hidden Leaf Village, you know, he's kind of hated by everybody. But yeah, he makes it happen. He's got a dream to become the leader of the village. Yeah. I don't want to get too deep into like the story for that one, but I feel like that's a pretty good summary of Naruto, honestly, without going like too deep in. Because I feel like if I start talking about it, I'm gonna go too deep into it, man. So yeah, that's Naruto for you, bro. I mean, come on, you know Naruto. Anywho, Arcane. Now, Arcane is an experience. Arcane recently, the first 2 seasons just ended. I think they're gonna do like another season of it or something. It's gonna be like different or something like that. But Arcane is generally there's a reason why people say Arcane is the best piece of video game media that has ever been released. Arcane is really good. It's really good stuff. Like it's really good stuff, man. Like if it had won best like TV or best video game adaptation this year, I don't think people would have been mad. That would have been its second time winning. People were upset that it didn't win for the second time around. That's how crazy it is. But so Arcane is essentially about these 2 sisters, Jinx and Vi. And how deep can I go into that one? And it's their story. Well, how deep can I go into this, man? Okay, it's their story of how they. Okay. See, it's hard once you've watched this series and you got to give like a little summary of it. Okay, so it's basically a recap of Jinx and Vi and their relationship and their story as they grow up, and as certain events happen in the story, we see how it drastically affects Jinx and how it drastically affects Vi over time. It is actually very well told. The side characters are very good in this. So yeah, I would say if you have not seen Arcane, that's one you should definitely watch. That's an experience right there. Then we have Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball is an experience, guys. I don't even need to explain what Dragon Ball is. You know what Dragon Ball is about. You know the screaming. You saw kids growing up doing this stuff. You know what Dragon Ball is about. Experience. Definitely go watch Dragon Ball, guys. It's a great show. Great franchise, series, whatever you want to call it too. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Nah. Okay, guys. Guys, hear me out. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is very good, but now hear me out. I would say that JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is a good option. I know. I think JoJo's Bizarre Adventure does not appeal to everyone. I think some people will be turned off from anime. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is the first anime they watch. Now let me get more into this, right? What I mean by that. So JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is essentially about the Joestar family line and their adventures through the Joestar bloodline, because not all of them. It's basically okay. It's not an anthology because each character's what's it called? Relatives or ancestors' actions will cascade down the line to other ancestors, right? Now, there are some exceptions in that story, but that's genuinely how the story is. And then we see the relatives or the ancestors in some of the other Joestar characters' lives, right? So, but the thing is, some people like certain parts of JoJo because it's broken down into parts. Some people will like more parts of JoJo than they will like certain parts. And you have to get to those parts that a lot of people like, or that people have those opinions on. Because a lot of people don't like the first couple parts of JoJo because the power system drastically changes. And that can turn a lot of people off. I would say if you can get through it, I think you really like JoJo. I don't think the first couple parts of JoJo are that bad, as people say. Do I think they're the best? No. But I still think they're good media. They're good stuff to watch. So I would recommend watching it. And then we have Akudama Drive. Y'all are like, what is Akudama Drive? Akudama Drive is this sci-fi series, right? It's basically about this group of criminals, quote unquote criminals, who are tasked with helping this organization deliver some stuff to the land that it's supposed to be delivered to. I was like, how do I explain this without saying anything crazy right now? Yeah, that's basically the plot of it. And you have a lot of interesting characters. You have an assassin, you have the brawler, you have this gambler lion dude, you have a doctor, you have a courier guy who like delivers messages and stuff like that, packages and all that stuff. And they all have like super high bounties because they're like the worst criminals, like everybody knows them. It's really good stuff, honestly. And for some reason, there are some scenes that just go so hard for no reason. Like there's this one scene where the brawler is fighting this one guy, and the scene just goes hard. Like the animation is so crisp, it's incredible. I was like, this is so good. See, I would recommend Akudama Drive. Some people might not like it. I think Akudama Drive is underrated. I would say it's highly underrated. That's my opinion though. Chainsaw Man. I'll put Chainsaw Man in good options. Chainsaw Man is about this boy named Denji who can turn his body into chainsaws. I mean, it's a world where the demons get more powerful based off of how much you fear them. So people be like, so a chainsaw, I guess, would be pretty powerful based off of that. And yeah, I mean, it's chainsaws. It's cool. It's dark. It's good though. I think it's really good television. I don't think this will appeal to everyone though. I think some people won't like Chainsaw Man style because it is a little weird. It can be a little off sometimes too. So I don't know if I'd recommend this to somebody who's like just new to watching it though. But I think Chainsaw Man's pretty good regardless, you know. I would recommend you watch Chainsaw Man. And then we have, what is this? Steins Gate. Steins Gate is good. Okay, how much can I say about Steins Gate? Steins Gate is like it's basically a time traveling anime, okay? That's all I'm gonna tell you. It's a time traveling anime. Alright. It's good. I like Steins Gate. I used to hate Steins Gate when I first watched it, but over time I grew to respect it because it's times where I felt like it can be slow, but to me that just means it's a slow burn, right? I think it's good stuff. I think it's good. It's a good anime and everything like that. And I think it has some interesting characters. I think the overall plot is pretty good. But I think you'll really like Steins Gate. It's like, so you know, it's a time traveling anime, so you know things can get a little wonky or whatever in there. But I'd recommend you watch Steins Gate. There's not a lot of time traveling. Well, okay, there probably is a lot of time traveling anime, but I feel like this is one of the ones that's done pretty well. So I'd recommend you guys watch it, right? And then this is Kakegurui. I believe I said that correctly, right? I don't see a lot of people talk about this, man. Kakegurui is actually pretty good. It's basically like a gambling anime, right? Because they all go to this like elite academy or like private school, whatever. And the whole story is basically just surrounding them, like they're like these intense manipulation, psychological battles, bro. Like it's really cool. I know there's that one gambling anime people always talk about is really good. But that's a manga, bro. We're not talking about that right now, okay? We're talking about this. So I would say this one, this is good. This is really good stuff. I would say to go watch it. I mean, I think the premise sounds pretty interesting. So I would recommend you watch this one as well too. Then we have Monster. Monster is where the villain in this is probably the most glazed villain in anime or manga. Every time you talk about the greatest villains, you'll always have some dude talking about, oh, what about Johan? What about Johan? What about him? And then everybody's just like, all right, bro, we get it. We heard you, man. Like, you've probably seen this comment already before. If you've ever been on any anime villain tier list, or they talk about manipulators and stuff like that. But anywho, man. Monster is essentially about this doctor named Tenma, and it's not really a rivalry. Well, actually, yeah, you can call it a rivalry, and his rivalry with Johan. Because the story is about Tenma trying to keep true to his nature as a doctor, and then you have Johan trying to push him to the edge. It's a very interesting, just psychological anime about what it takes to push a person over the edge, you know. One bad day, society, all that junk. So yeah, I would definitely recommend Monster. I think Monster won't appeal to everyone, but I think Monster is really good stuff. It tells a really good story. Scissor Seven. Oh yeah. I'm tempted to put this in experience tier. Scissor 7 is great stuff. Scissor 7 is very underrated, I would say, as well, too. Scissor 7 is like... Scissor 7 is about... I love this guy, Scissor 7, man. Scissor 7 is what you think is this super goofy story that is just gonna be nonsense turns out to actually be a surprisingly deeper and actually well told story. Because it's about this guy who's an assassin, right? And he forgets his memories and stuff, but he's still trying to work as an assassin, but he's not very good at it at all. So it's just about him working on all these assassin jobs and him just being awful at it. And it's pretty funny, but it gets really good as the story goes on. It gets pretty interesting. I'm waiting for season 5. I'm waiting for those season 5 episodes to drop, so I can be watching that on Netflix. Good stuff, good stuff. I would recommend Scissor 7. That's my personal okay, this is my personal recommendation. Like, those are my logical recommendations. This is my biased personal recommendation. And Sakamoto Days when that one comes out too. But shut up, man. Yeah, the Scissor 7. Tora Dora. Tora Dora is good. Tora Dora is a good option, man. I think Tora Dora is good. It's just pretty simple, man. Like, Tora Dora is just good. I mean, it's a romance anime. Like, if you're into romance, I think you would like it, honestly, because it's like, I remember the days when Tora Dora was like a lot more popular than people would talk about. I know some people would be like, oh, they don't like how this happened, they don't like how that happened. That's literally every single romantic comedy, drama, anime, light novel series in history, okay? Because it tells the story of these two high school students, Ryuji and Taiga. Yeah, her name is Taiga. I think she got the nickname that's like the Tiger or something like that. And they form an alliance to help each other with their romantic pursuits. And you already know, bro, it's a romance anime. You already know where this goes. I don't even need to explain the rest of it, right? And then we have ReZero. Bro, I'm looking at this tier list. I'm like, this is, this was not even intentional. I'm not even gonna lie to you, this is not intentional at all. But ReZero, okay, ReZero. What is ReZero? ReZero is about this boy named Subaru, right? My bad. This man named, let me not disrespect his set, because what he be going through, that's a grown man right there. But it's about this man named Subaru, who essentially Subaru's going through this very terrible thing where anytime he dies, he comes back to life, right? Returned by death. So he will go through these traumatic experiences and he will just return by death. And that's the premise of the story. That alone is crazy, right? Because it gets pretty wild, the things that happen to this man. Like, he's got to have some of the most resilience in his mental that I've ever seen. I would definitely recommend watching ReZero. I know I sound like a Echidna, right? You know what? I get where he's coming from. I see where Echidna is. I see why he named his channel after Echidna. I get it. I would probably do the same. Anywho, moving on to the next one.
What?
Fire Force. Okay, Fire Force. Fire Force is good, but you cannot watch Fire Force with your door open. I would say that Fire Force, yeah, you cannot watch Fire Force with your door open, because for some odd reason, it's this one girl in Fire Force who they just put all the fan service on. Like, okay, there's another character, but it's not as bad as like this girl. It's like they took all of like the horny thoughts they had and just put this girl in those scenarios. Like, she carries the fan service on her back. If you removed her from the story, the fan service would drop by like 95%. It's really wild. But it's like every scene she's in, you gotta be ready for it to happen. It's called like Lucky Chair or something like that. Like, the fact that they named it, they made it canon, bro. That's crazy. So yeah, like the anime, I think Fire Force is good. It had a pretty good opening. I like this opening a lot. That was iconic when it came out. And then what's it called? It has some really good scenes. Like, I remember that one scene where it has like that sound effect, that sound animation that people will always put like their AMVs, or like they'll use that sound effect for stuff like that, because it's a cool sound effect. Like, it's really dope what they did there. I would definitely recommend watching Fire Force. Like I said, this is all really just jokes at the end of the day, man. You can watch whatever you want from here. But I think these are just like a good ones to like pick from. Like if you want to watch Rent a Girlfriend, bro, go watch Rent a Girlfriend. Dandadan. Oh, my bad. I forgot. So Fire Force is basically about this boy named Shinra, right? And Shinra has the power, because everyone in this world, okay, but not everyone in this world, but there's special people in this world who have the power to control fire, and just like second generation, first generation, third generation, and they have like different type of power abilities. Shinra's ability is he can emit like fire from his feet, and so we see that power turn crazier and crazier as time goes on. And I really like how they, because everybody's powers are like fire based, and I really like how they do that, because there's some very cool powers. Like Arthur's powers get nuts. Like Arthur is crazy, man. I can't wait for that to be animated. But yeah, I would definitely recommend watching Fire Force, and it's really cool because they have to kill like these things, which are these beings like made out of fire as well too. So it gets pretty dope, I would say. So yeah, I would recommend watching Fire Force. And then we have Dandadan. Dandadan. You can watch this. Don't watch this with your family. Don't watch this with anybody near you, bro. Especially that first episode. Watch that first episode with your door locked. Not closed, locked.
What do you mean by that?
Alright? Because there's some insane behavior happening in these episodes. It's just funny. Dandadan is basically about aliens and yokai, right? And spirits and stuff. Because there's this boy who is our main character, and there's this girl who's our main character, right? And they initially believe in only aliens or only the yokai and stuff like that, right? However, we see that soon changes, and we see that they become closer, they become better friends, you know, it's all a nice, cool story, and then it gets wild. It gets absolutely insane. I'm sorry, y'all. Even that recap was crazy, but like Dandadan's plot, you have to see this for yourself, guys. Go watch Dandadan. I'm not putting the watch with your door closed, but that does not mean go watch it. Go watch it. High School of the Dead. All right. Why did you click on this video?
You's a freaky ass nigga!
Let's be honest, man. What you here for? Because whatever you're looking for, you'll find it here, okay? I'm not gonna explain this. This High School of the Dead is zombies, all right? It's a zombie attack. Why they look like that if it's a zombie attack? Don't ask me, man. Go watch it. If you're here for that, that's where it's at. So I'm gonna leave it at that. All right. On to the next act. Okay. Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. This is an experience. Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood is an experience. A lot of people will say this is the best anime ever made, right? Do I agree with them? I don't disagree with them.
And I gotta tell you, it was perfect.
I think it is fantastic. I think it's an experience as well too. And I would say, go watch Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. That's also one of my logical recommendations there. Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood is basically about this alchemist and his brother, right? Edward and Alphonse. And they are alchemists who perform the cardinal sin trying to bring their mother back. And it's essentially them. How do I say this, man? How do I not spoil too much? Okay. It's essentially them after already committing that cardinal sin, and they've lost parts of their body, and it's them trying to see if they can perform human transmutation. And since that doesn't work, it's them going farther to try and see what else they can do to either bring their mother back or get their bodies back, right? And yeah, that's pretty much Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. It's really good stuff. I really love Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. I would say that's my personal favorite anime. Okay, maybe not favorite, but I would say, me personally, I would say that's the best anime that I've seen. End of all time.
Hey yo, what the fuck?
I know y'all gonna hate me, but that's what I would say, man. Monster is also up there, I would say too. And then we have Prison School. All right, Prison School. You know how I said this. You know what you're here for. You know what you're here for this one too, man. Prison School, brother. Prison School. You don't even need to know the plot. All right. Prison School, bro. If you looking for that, Prison School has that. Okay.
You's a freaky ass nigga.
It is crazy. It's comedy, and brother, it's set in an all girls boarding school. and they start admitting boys, okay? Yeah, I'm gonna keep it a stack. You know what you're watching if you're watching this, and you know what you're looking for. But alright, guys. That is the list. Let me know what you guys think. I didn't mean for it to be like this, where I put them all like that, honestly. But, hey, if you guys enjoyed it, let me know. Appreciate you all for watching. Thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. I'll take any feedback is appreciated. So thank you all. You all have a great week, great day. Enjoy the rest of your lives. See ya.